Good afternoon, Professor Jessica Picard. We are the group confirmed by Virginia Santamaria and Joshua Velasquez, and we will proudly talk about the topic conversation about the Black ethnicity. What was the first Black contributions to our country? The presence of Black men and women in the American continent dates back to the 16th century, when they were brought to replace the indigenous population in some jobs, which had already been decimated by forced labor, war, and diseases. They came to work in the extraction of gold and silver that was in the continent, but also a variety of jobs that the Spanish colonizer demanded of them. The contribution of Black and Afro-Antillians to Panamanian society has been of incalculable value. They have historically made great contributions to the development of the country, especially in the Transmisian region. During the colonial era, during the first of Nombre de Dios and Portobelo, and in the period of the Union to Colombia. During the construction of the railway, and with the construction of the Panama Canal. In the cultural field, they have bequeathed their language in their customs, gastronomy, their religion, their music, and dances and dresses. Also, a diversity of hairstyles that are exhibited today in the country, and above all, their way of being and their great generosity toward the population that has the joy of sharing with them. They have also left their legacy of resistance against the injustice they endured in order to have a better quality of life today. Therefore, the Black ethnic group has an important participation in the formation of our Panamanian nationality. Finally, it can be said that the celebration of the Black ethnicity in the country pays tribute to this unique population. In conclusion, people of Black ethnicity have been a very important part of our culture and the enrichment of the folklore and traditions that we have today in language, food, dance, and much more. Here, we can see in the presentations some pictures about the foods and Black ethnicity people working in the first days of our country.
Okay, thank you, Joshua. Well, let's talk about how did English language arrive in Panama? Okay, let's talk about history. And the discovery of America by Christopher Columbus in 1492 opened a new era in the relations between Europe and the Americas. Citizens and governments from Spain, Portugal, Holland, France, and England were among the most interested in obtaining precious metals from the Americas. And for centuries, English-speaking and other privateers lived on the Caribbean islands and part of the Central of America's Caribbean coast, including here in Panama, Bocas del Toro. Already in 1572, Francis Drake and his men were communicating in English on Panamanian soil and became the first English-speaking person to navigate the Pacific Ocean anywhere in the Americas. In 1601, William Parker and his men captured the Spanish colonial town of Portobelo on Panama's Atlantic coast. The next famous English privateer to set foot here in Panama was Henry Morgan, who crossed the isthmus and stole the riches from Panama City in the year 1671. Then, between 1698 and the year 1700, citizens from Scotland established failed colonies at Darien in eastern Panama. And these Europeans were among the earliest people to speak English here in Panama in the isthmus. And the next significant group of English-speaking people to reach Panamanian soil came from the United States, starting in the 1840s, operations of the Pacific Mail Company, brought many English-speaking people to our isthmus. The numbers of U.S. citizens and other speaking individuals transiting through the isthmus dramatically increased with the California Gold Rush and the connected building of the Panama Railroad during the early 1850s. In the late 1880s and early 1890s, more speaking people came to Panama from the Caribbean islands to work with the French on two failed attempts to build the Panama Canal. Panama is a multilingual society as one of the world's major commercial transit areas. Most of Panama's history has been linked to Spanish and English as the two sources of economic expansion and social activity.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.